Hello everyone, I am Anurag Pathak. I welcome you all to the Mains Mastery series for RAS. And what is the purpose of this session? We are here to make an attempt to craft a brilliant answer. So I'm going to tackle the paper 2, unit 3, and in particularly in unit 3, we're going to focus on part C, which is particularly related with the geography of Rajasthan. Now, when you go through the syllabus, you will find the syllabus are having these all relevant subtopics. We have a broad physical features where we need to address the mountain, plateaus, plains, and deserts. Then we have a river system, climatic characteristics and their classification, major vegetation, agriculture, metallic minerals, conventional, non-conventional energies, demography, wildlife, and then we have the unique content here, which says the concept of the UNESCO geoparks and geoheritage sites. So that is where I want you all to be very much become what particular to this topic, because there is a potential that if some question comes, very rare people will going to write an answer. And this is where you can have a chance to get taken a mileage from others. So in this session, we're going to focus on the first 2-3 aspects of the geography. So what I have done, we in our team have made a research on the last year PYQ questions. So these were the questions asked in last 2-3 mains in 2013, 16, 18, and 2021. So we have shortlisted some of the important questions, almost all of the questions in a different slides. Okay, and then we have noticed that we have studied the nature of the questions asked. Like, see the question, sometimes it is very simple, straightforward. The question starts with the describe the distribution of leading production areas in Rajasthan, but sometimes the question becomes typical and tedious when they insert the word like a discuss, elucidate. So in that way, the question demands something other than the content we normally write from the things which we derive from the books. So you can see such questions are discuss, like analyze. These are very common in Rajasthan paper. So it is more turning towards the UPSC oriented examination. So that is how we need to tackle these aspects of the question also. So what I have done, looking at the trend of the last year questions, we have created a tentative questions, and then we have made some possible answers, and we try to create an answer which is very close to the demand of the question. So as we all know, we have a 3 classification of answers there in the mains. We have to write in 15 words, 50 and 100. So here we have the things are around 40-50 words, so that you can tackle both questions, 15 and 50 words. So you have to use your expertise here. Sometime you have to extract some lines, you have to add some line to adjust according to the demand of the question you are going to face in examination. So purpose of this session is to give you some possible questions and their impressive answers, so that in a very less effort you can have a collection of the question and their answers. And when you're going to mug up these questions, not only mug up, we're going to make a 1, 2, 3 writing practice. It will become a very much comfortable when you become comfortable with these questions, answers. So you will get some smoothness, some flow in writing an answer there in exam. So there is some hint also, some like a secret, not a secret, like, but something which is not so imperative. It is there in this answer. So I'm going to give the clues with the process. Now let us take in a first question. The question says, analyze the geomorphological structure of the Aravalli range and its significance in the geography of Rajasthan. Now question is to analyze geomorphological structure. What is geomorphological? Geo means earth, morphological means process in the formation of the rock or crust, or crust related features, or rock related features. So we need to analyze the rock related features of the Aravalli range, and then its significance in the geography. What is geography? Geo means earth, graphy means landscapes, varied slope related landscapes, right? So geography is a study of the earth crust, right? It is not a study of the earth. Earth ke liye we have geology. So we need to see how Aravalli land mountain range and the rock system is having an impact on geography, means landscape of the Rajasthan. So here we have one attempt where I have started by writing that Aravalli range is one of the oldest. Here you have the space also. You can mention the time in an Archean period it got evolved. So Aravalli range, one of the world's oldest mountain ranges, extends across Rajasthan, creating a varied geomorphological zones. Its ridges of the resistant metamorphic and igneous rocks impact climate by intercepting the monsoon, aiding in groundwater recharge and hosting the rich minerals repository. The range influences the local agriculture and biodiversity, forming a distinct ecological and cultural region within Rajasthan. So what we have done, the question demands two aspects of the geography of Rajasthan. We mentioned two. And how smartly we did it? By putting in a comma. So that is where I want to share a trick. When you're going to put in a comma, you have a space that you can insert many similar ideas. And in that way, you can capture many points in a limited words. So this question, what I find is a very comprehensive, very compact, and very much like complete in all aspects, so that one can get a full marks when we're going to write this, because it addresses both within examples also. Now coming to the next question. Question says, describe the Thar Desert's ecosystem and its impact on the climate and agriculture of Western Rajasthan. Now see, there in this question, like a student normally get like a fail to understand the demand of the question. It is not the role of the Thar Desert, it is the role of a Thar Desert's ecosystem. Now, what is ecosystem? It is a relation, interaction of abiotic and biotic system of the region. Abiotic means physical or geographical features, and biotic means biological or vegetation features. So these two in a combination, what they have a role in the climate and agriculture of the Western Rajasthan. So first we need to see the characteristics of ecosystem. So see how we have started by writing that the Thar Desert's ecosystem is characterized by the extreme temperature, low rainfall. So this is the geography of biotic, abiotic feature, and the widely distributed vegetation. Okay, so we have dealt with the vegetation part also, the ecosystem now completed. So we have discussed that characterized by the extreme temperature. Dekho, we have written characteristics, and then vegetation widely distributed. Okay, this desert biome supports unique flora and fauna adapted to arid conditions such as the khejri tree and the chinkara. It affects the climate by causing the higher temperature variability, dictates the agriculture, limiting it to drought-resistant crops, and promoting camel rearing. So what we have done by putting in a comma and we have inserted many similar words, so that with the limited words we can address many things. So that is where the mastery of writing an answer, putting comma, putting similar words. So that is how we have tried to address. And when you're going to read this, you will find the answer like satisfied the demand of the question. Now, what answer is the best answer? Any answer, when we read and we identify, if the questions are overlapped, we can identify question is that answer is the correct answer. So that is where we need to be very careful, right? We do not have any chance to write other than the demand of the question. Now coming to the next question. Question says, discuss the river system of Rajasthan and their contribution in the state's agrarian economy. Discuss the river system. So let us see. Rajasthan's river system, including the Chambal, Luni, Banas, Ghagar, Hakra, are crucial for its agriculture despite the state's overall aridity. These rivers provide the water for irrigation, drinking and industrial uses, supporting the cultivation of the crops, wheats, mustard, cotton. See, comma. With putting comma, you can insert more words. Canals and dams on these rivers helps in water management, enabling agrarian economy even in the semi-arid zone. So what we have done, we have added enough features of the Rajasthan river system, and we have also inserted that the human-induced assets like canals and dams have a chance to do a better water management, which will going to support even more, like in a more greater way, the agrarian economy of the semi-arid region. So very perfect, fitted for the demand of the question. You can rely on this answers. Now let us see the next question. The question says, elucidate the climatic variation observed across the Rajasthan and their relation to the physical topography of the state. This is again very interesting question. Elucidate the climatic variation. Why do we have a variation observed across the Rajasthan and their relation to the physical topography of the state? So this question is again a very confusing question. Why? It is not to tell why do we have a climatic relation. We have to relate it, link it with the topographical features. So it is rather more a question of relationship between landscapes and climate rather than only the climate variation. See, elucidate the climatic variation across Rajasthan and their relation to the physical topography. You have to address in a 15 or 50 words, right? So see how we have started. Rajasthan's climate varies from the arid in the west to semi-arid in the east and south. The Thar Desert influences the high temperature fluctuations, while Aravalli range running from the northeast to southwest intercepts monsoon winds, leading to the rainfall variation. Southwestern part receives the more rainfall, supporting diverse agriculture practices compared to the arid northwest. Now, if you see this question, you will find what that we have described what role Thar plays. Thar plays a role in fluctuating the temperature. Aravalli determine the rainfall pattern. So that is how we have these two are interrelated. Now, coming to the next question, identify the mineral resources found in the geological structure of Rajasthan and their economic importance. So this question demands simply you have to enlist all the mineral resources of different districts and regions, and then we have to link it with an economic importance. So see here, Rajasthan is rich in minerals, being a leading producer of the non-ferrous minerals. It has an extensive deposit of the zinc and lead at Jawar, and then Rajpura Dariba, marbles at Makrana, and sandstones in Jodhpur, gypsum in Bikaner, lignite in Barmer, and phosphates in Udaipur contribute significantly to the state's economy through mining and associated industry. So we have also addressed that the economic importance in terms of the mining and industries are somehow going to be benefited. So this is the way we address questions, right? Touching the core demand of the question. Now, explain the characteristics and the agriculture potential of the Ghagar Hakra river system in Rajasthan. So see, Ghagar Hakra river, an intermittent river in Rajasthan is known for its historical significance and present-day role in supporting agriculture in its basin. Now, how? When flowing, it recharges the groundwater and supports agriculture along its bank. However, its inconsistent flow requires reliance on canal irrigation and sustainable water practices to maintain agriculture output. So that is how we have addressed what the potentiality, and then we have talked about the scope also. If we have a problem getting a support from this river, we can have some alternative available so that we can get some additional support. So that is how we need to, and here you can have a scope, you can in a small area can draw on the river system and the related regions. Now, we're going to take up this question. The question says, discuss the challenge and opportunity associated with the management of the forest resources in semi-arid zone of Rajasthan. Now, when the forest is semi-arid, it is exposed to open to many kind of exploitation, because the forest, we have the grasses dominate in a semi-arid. So overgrazing is the case. We have a forest fire is a normal features of these forests. Deforestation also, because we have many settlements come inside, and that is why the local rely more on these resources. So let us see how we have started. Forest management in Rajasthan's semi-arid zones faces an overgrazing, deforestation, encroachment challenges due to the high dependency on the local population on the forest resources. However, there are the opportunity in the biodiversity conservation ecosystem and the promotion of the community managed forest areas, which can enhance the livelihood and promote the sustainable resources. So the question is very straightforward. You can read and understand. The purpose of this session is to give you some possible tentative questions and their most suitable answer. So with this practice of these question answer, you can develop your own idea on your own self-created answers. So we have this much for this session. We're going to come up with a more question answer in the next session. Thank you very much.